So I think some of you, Sarah, you're doing a report today, right? Check in on.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll let him know you're here in case he can't see, because he can't get all of us up on the screen there. So, and is anyone else doing any kind of reporting?
Yeah, Maggie.
Yes.
We had a adopt a highway scheduled for tomorrow, but it's like 100% rain. I just wanted to check in with people
Okay.
about that.
Okay.
Thinking that tomorrow may not be the time, or see if people want to see if it's clear in the morning. I don't know.
Okay. Okay. I'll let Ian know that that is the case. And then.
Sorry. Good morning. For the folks on Zoom, I just rang the bell muted. Let's do it again. All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. We never really left. You know, we've been very, very active, and I appreciate everything that everybody's been done. Well, we're not here together. So, and we, as you know, we have guests on Zoom this morning, and so we're going to do our best to incorporate both sides of this lens if we can. Let's start off with some greetings and introductions. Of course, we have our illustrious District Governor, Dustin Littlefield. Thank you for joining us this morning. Do you have any visiting Rotarians this morning? I didn't see any, didn't expect any this morning. Anybody on Zoom, Maggie? Busy?
Yes.
No? Yes.
We have, well, no, we have a guest when you get to guests.
Okay. Well, let's do that next. How about guests of Rotarians?
Mike?
Let's see, who's over there? No, nobody yet. Okay. Interact or Rotaract? Not today. Okay, that's all right. We're gonna get going because we are, as we usually are when we're in person, we're a little bit behind. I didn't see this happening until the day before, but we did a little bit of stuff. Bob, Dick, you were there. And we'd love to hear what this is all about Wednesday night. Oh, and with my apology, you're going to have to run all the way up front here. Because you set up this speaker's mat here. This is where the folks over there can hear you still.
Hello, Zoomers. Hello, people in live and in color. Well, most of you, some of you are in black and white. Anyway, so I honestly don't know where these were going, but there was a literacy project that happened a couple nights ago. A bunch of Rotarians got together and stuffed bags. We had two hardbacks and a paperback that were for young kids, and we were stuffing them in bags as there was Under the Sea, Why Can't We Be Friends? Or can we be friends? I don't think it was war. I'm not really sure. But anyway, and then there was another one. I can't remember the title, but it was a good one. They were riveting. And it was a lot of fun. It went really, really quickly. We were over at the Office of Education, and we stuffed it, man. So we did.
Appreciate it. Up next, we did it. So Taste of the Holidays, we very optimistically budgeted about $10,000 net income because last year we did about 7,400. And you know, I was just stunned how much went into this upfront ahead of time. And I'd love to hear from Jeff. I don't think Lisa's on the call, and Sophia in particular. If you want to come on up and tell us how this went. It was pretty amazing.
Yeah, so this is the second year for doing the Taste of the Holidays at home. The first year was just kind of thrown together. This year was a lot more involved. We had tremendous help from the committee. So if you were on the committee, if you're online, just raise your hand. But I want to make sure that I don't miss anybody. But Lisa and her assistant, Chris, did an amazing job with communication with all the vendors. And then we had the marketing of Taste of the Holidays. And I wanted to say a special thanks to Amanda and Maggie and Melinda and Angela. Just did an amazing job getting the word out there in print and on the radio and TV. So thank you for those efforts. One of the things about being in this club is just the gratitude. I mean, we get in here and we do this, and it's each and every one of us that pitches in and contributes. And really all I can say is thank you to the club for this. So, and thank you everybody on the committee. I mean, there's too many people, so the club, it's just really wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, so as Ian said, we budgeted 10,000 and we ended up making 17,051.
We brought in $17,000.
Fantastic, Sophie. And I got to say, Jeff has been a emerging leader this year, taking on a mentee role with Lisa. Thank you, Jeff, for because he knows what's coming next year. And Sophie, I gotta say, it was really actually fun following your spreadsheet. You know, I'm not really a numbers guy, but it was great. You know, every couple times a day it would update. You'd see your new date and time and the new numbers, and we're like, okay, we're getting there. And Chris, you know, he's not on the call this morning, but really a shout out to him. Probably most of you got a call from him. It was, I think Monday we met with Jeff and the committee and decided, you know, we're really short on sales. So Chris goes, well, I'm a salesperson. You know, I used to just get on the phone and call people. And he gave us the script and I tried to type it really fast because it was great. And then he made like 90% of the calls, and Jeff made a few too. So that really helped get it done. So thank you everybody who was involved. This means literally that our committees are well funded for the rest of this Rotary year, assuming that we can do something good with our spring fundraiser. So don't worry, keep doing your committee work and we're going to get it paid for. So thank you very much. Speaking of things that we do, our largest program in the club still dollar wise is Backpacks for Kids, where we feed students or bring students bags of food and supplies for each weekly school week to take home. And right now, Michael, who is on the call, and Nira, and I saw Jessica in the photo here. Michael in particular and his new family that has arrived has really been taking this by the horns. And if you look at the sign up genius, it's Michael. So thank you, Michael. But remember, Michael loves friends. That's why he got involved in this club. So please check the sign up, find a slot and sign up with him. I think it'll be very helpful, and we'll keep getting that done. Bob, our condolences. We'd love to hear a little bit from you if you want to come up for just a moment.
Yeah. Thanks, President Ian. Yeah, I lost my father on the Monday before Thanksgiving. It's tough, but and thank you to everybody for notes of condolence and the wishes. It's truly heartwarming for me. But I wanted to share these two pictures. In the bottom one, I think my dad's about 25 at that point, and it's my little sister and me. I'm about 3 years old or so. And they managed to buy a little house in Eureka, a little Pearson flat top house. And he went up to Henderson Center, Sunquist Paint, and he bought some paint and he painted it. And as you can see, it was a miserable paint job, just a bunch of blistering or whatever. And so as he was trying to figure out how he was going to fix that and was working with the Fuller O'Brien Paint Company, they were so impressed with him that they offered him a job. And so he went to work and managed the Fuller O'Brien paint store in Eureka at 5th and Commercial for 16 years. And then Benjamin Moore Paint Company approached him and they wanted a dealer in Eureka. So he and my mom mortgaged the house and went into business. And 44 years later, I have a store in Arcata. And he managed to stop by and we got a picture of 3 generations worth of paint mixers, my 2 boys and my niece Danica, who was going to HSU at the time. And so there's more legacy, and if anybody ever wants to hear more, I'd be happy to tell them the whole music side of his life and whatever is amazing. But we're thankful. And there's more news coming after the first of the year. It's a wonderful life, and one part about it happening at Thanksgiving is everybody was able to come together and be together or whatever, because they were traveling anyway. So all in all, it's going to be hard for us going forward, but we're thankful for what we got. So anyway, thank all of you. Thank you, President Ian.
Okay.
Your choice.
Well, tell you what, I've just been informed that our speaker for today is on Zoom. Is that right? Okay. Maggie, do you see him here?
Connie Stewart.
Oh, Connie's
Yes.
back on. Okay, great.
I have a story.
Hi, Connie. Well, in that case, I'm going to hop ahead because Connie does need to leave early. And so we're going to blaze through a few slides here and come back to them. And Connie, with my apology, that's not your name. I've got Josh Callahan up on the screen, but Connie, if you would like to share, Greg is going to introduce you, and I will open up the screen share for you.
So many of you know Connie Stewart. She works at Humboldt State University, Director of Special Initiatives, and has been a broadband leader and colleague for many years. When she said she couldn't make it this morning, she says, invite Josh. And I said, okay, I invited the wrong Josh. Oh, the other Josh. So anyway, so Connie is actually on the road in a hotel room, and so we're texting this morning, and she says, I can jump on until 7:40 to talk to you about what we're doing and what's going on with all the big fiber projects. So thank you, Connie. Thank you, Connie. I owe you wine. We are going to now use first names and last initials when talking about each other. And I'm going to kick it over to Connie because she's got a short amount of time, but I think you'll find this really interesting. And so take it away.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Hi, everyone. I actually, the other hazard about this is that I can't see you and pull up slides at the same time. So I am working on pulling up some broadband pictures for you so you can see what's going on. And people are texting me. Okay, they're looking. I was in the middle of ordering breakfast downstairs, and so they're looking at what option to bring me. Okay, here we go. Let's see. I found my pictures. So hi, everyone. So most of you probably have already read that the cable landing is happening. And so I'll give you an update on the fiber optic project going across to Singapore. And then I'll give you an update on how we're all going to get connected and what's going to happen next. Everybody has probably been inconvenienced by traffic stops around the Samoa Peninsula. And, I know it's really, really annoying, but it's broadband actually happening. So wave at those guys. The company that's actually digging around is called Lightwave. And they love our community so much, they bought a ranch near Liscombe Slough, and they're moving here permanently. They have broadband businesses in San Jose and Austin, Texas, and Arcata, California. So how's that for pretty amazing? We're going to have so much broadband work that they're coming here for good. So let's see. Let me share my screen here and see if I can get some pictures up here. Okay, so let's see. How do I do this? I apologize, guys. I'm a little. Okay, here we go. All righty. Can everyone see this on the screen? Okay, good. Okay, so the cable landing took longer than we thought it was going to take because of this little teeny tiny section that unraveled. And so this section took about an extra 20 hours to land the cable because the fiber from the ship needed to travel, and this is the outside coating on the fiber, needed to travel almost 1 mile to get on the shore. It's actually one of the longest cable landings on the Pacific, underneath near the pulp mill and to its landing spot. And so this little part of the cable unraveled. And let's see if I can get my slides to move forward here. We had to keep pulling back and forth from the ship. Let's see, here's what it looked like when it unraveled. This is going to be boring if I can't do this with 2 screens. I'm sorry, hold on a second. And of course I have slow internet. That's what happened. And so we couldn't get that through the pipe. It's pretty amazing how this little problem is the reason we couldn't land 2 cables that weekend. And this is what 4,000 kilometers of cable look like on a ship. This is enough cable to get halfway across the Pacific Ocean. They drop it on the ground, and then another ship comes, picks it up, puts a splice in, and takes it the rest of the way to Singapore. Let's see. I think that's it. I'm 1 screen challenged here, so I'm gonna go back and stop sharing. You guys can look at me. Where am I? Okay, stop share. How do you stop cloud share? There you go. Okay, hopefully you're looking at me now. So what we have is our plan is to drop it off in Arcata at the new data center downtown near 11th Street. That data center is filled already with Google and Facebook, who will be able to route about 1/3 of their Pacific Northwest traffic through, their traffic through our region and off, hopefully, to the East Coast. We are then working on the Digital 299 project. And that project will hopefully start in spring and will go from Arcata all the way to Reading. There also is going to be a spur that will go from Arcata to Trinidad. And that spur is being paid for by Humboldt State University to try to get to our marine lab, but it's strategically going to go through Eureka and pick up a lot of folks there, including the airport and the new microgrid there, and some other folks. So that will provide some additional connectivity. The really, really good news about the company that is building all of this is that they are so community minded. We have meetings about every other week. They show up at every meeting. We were able to give them a list of about, there must have been 350 community, large users, fire departments. I see Randy Mendoza on the call. Fire departments, all the schools, hospitals, large business owners, and other places. We just gave them a list, and they've designed the project to be able to provide high speed to all of those businesses along the way. So, for 20 years, I've had a design of the route, and they would call me and go, well, Connie, if we do it, your way, we're going to miss these 5 businesses that you put on your list that you thought were really important and needed broadband. So, so they've been fantastic. They have also agreed to provide fiber to every tribe in our region as well. So we will be able to make sure that we don't have a digital divide between the tribal lands and all of us too. So that's really, really exciting to us too. So why don't I stop there and see if anybody has any questions?
Thank you, Connie. That's inspiring news to see that that's actually being done and constructed. Any questions from the room? Craig, come on up. Sorry, she needs to hear you.
I guess I was just wondering if this was all for business or if there's any difference that us as individual users would see as a result of all this coming on shore.
So thanks for that question. So what happens is that they will hopefully sell capacity, and hopefully the local providers that already exist in our community will buy service from them and improve the service. So when Highway 36 got built, and you have Greg Foster to thank for making the contact there, Suddenlink was able to offer a great deal more capacity because they bought into that project, right? So these folks will not actually be the people you write checks to. They will just provide bandwidth to existing businesses in our community to buy, if that makes sense. So you should, if you have Suddenlink, if you have T-Mobile, if you have anybody else, they should want to buy on this capacity to provide you much faster service and much more reliable service.
Thank you, Connie. I see we have a question from Randy on Zoom.
Good morning, Connie.
Good morning.
So one of the things that's bugged me for a long time is every time the power goes out, we lose internet, even though we're cellular. So will that improve here? Will the cellular signal improve? And will maybe, I guess you mentioned Suddenlink.
I'm really, really glad you asked that question. One of the goals of this project, and one of the reasons HSU is very interested is, and HSU, just so you know, we asked for $20 million in our Polytech planning that the governor and legislature gave us to enhance technology in the region. And that we're strategically doing that, as I said, not just for our own benefit, but because we know our classroom is everywhere, right? It's on the plaza, it's in the forest, it's on the ocean. So we need to be able to have connectivity so everywhere. So one of the plans, and as I said, the first data center is filled. We have a joke. I reserved a little cabinet for HSU in that data center. I call it Connie's cabinet. And that cabinet will allow us to create what's known as a local internet exchange. And that will mean that everyone will be able to interconnect in that location so that we will have a seamless link. And so to explain that better, if you remember what happened in New Orleans, when Katrina hit, right, cell phones didn't work because signals had to go out of the community and then bounce back in. If we're all interconnected here, the signal won't have to go out of the community, and there will be enough power generation on site to keep the signal going. So Randy, that's you never answer yes or no to a technology question, but the answer is I hope so.
Very good. Any other questions from the room or on Zoom? Connie, thank you so much for talking with us today. You know, it is a hugely important project for Humboldt County and everybody here. And thanks for your part in bringing that forth.
Thank you. Thank you.
So many years of work.
And just say it'll be about 4 years before you'll really see the improvement. It's sort of like a Caltrans project. It takes a while, even with the stuff on the ground. So it's not going to be an overnight change. We're probably still 4 years out, but you got to start somewhere. So I should mention that. And let me give my condolences also to Bob. I'm so sorry, Bob.
Thank you, Connie.
Thanks. Take care.
For speaking with us today. We will be making a donation to the Wheelchair Foundation in your name, who provides wheelchairs to those that cannot otherwise afford access to them. So thank you.
Buying her a cocktail.
And a cocktail from Greg. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, Greg, thanks for making that quick connect across the internet. That's what this is all about, right? I really appreciate you arranging that talk today.
But 20 years ago, we didn't even have a single fiber optic line here. And so when it rained badly, and my office was right uptown here, when it was raining badly, you couldn't even call long distance out of the county.
Right.
That was 20 years ago.
20 years.
Yeah.
It's happened more recently too.
5 years ago. 4 years ago. Yeah. So we've come a long way. The first fiber was put in the early aughts, the second fiber in 2011, and now the third fiber, and our first international. So very cool.
Great.
I
Great.
have a question you can probably answer. I think I heard when this was coming on shore here that there was some great advantage to businesses being near where it comes on shore. And I'm wondering if we can expect new and different businesses we've never seen before coming to this area.
Craig's asking about what types of businesses may come on shore because of the fiber being here.
So can they hear me up there? Or should I get
Come on up. Greg's coming up to answer.
So the definition of near is big, right? So near could be anywhere in the region, and part of it depends on when the infrastructure we build within the region. So Connie mentioned the data center that is built and filled here, and they're looking for other data centers. What those are, when she says about reserving a closet, is it's a place where any company that provides internet service can go in and get into the switch and get access to the fibers. And so the one going up, I'm particularly excited about the fiber going up north of Trinidad, because I don't know if you know this, but I'm kind of a big airport person, and it's going to run right by the airport and Steve Mosier's office park there. So I'm thinking from an economic development standpoint, geez, we'll have an airport with 4 or 5 airlines. We'll have an office park that's permitted, and we'll have a giant fiber optic line running through it. What a great advantage for any technologically based company, which most aren't anymore, to be right there where all those services are together. And so anywhere where you have, this fiber is amazing. I mean, this thing is going to be 10,000 miles long, right? And it'll be taking it all the way to Asia and to here and then inland. So we'll be right in the hub of this whole new network.
So it's not like there's specific nodes. I mean, if it goes by your business, somehow you can connect to it.
Correct. It depends on who's providing the service, right? So this is like the big pipe, and what the delivery of service in the area is going to be relying upon other companies getting access to that big pipe. And that's why they build these data centers, because anyone can go in there and buy service from.
So there might be more variety than just like suddenly.
There could be, yeah. But again, the market will determine that. But there is some talk about municipal networks as well, municipally owned, and some of the other things like that.
Yeah, Greg, I have a question. When I was working with Connie, I know we were looking at unserved and underserved areas.
Mm-hmm.
Will they all pretty much be taken care of now?
This is a question.
Well, so again, it's about
getting
service out to them. So there are other projects that Connie didn't talk about that are bringing last mile, what we call last mile projects, out to underserved areas. What this does do is provide enough backbone that things can go through. You remember back in the old days, you couldn't get out to certain areas. DSL could only go 3,000 feet. And so as the fiber is being built, and fiber really is the technology that can handle massive amounts of data, starts getting built here, we're starting to see other projects university's been working on, well, you know this, the CCRP, where there is funding coming through the state to provide these last mile networks. And so there's Garberville, Hoopaw, some other places they're putting fiber down in Garberville right now, the cable company down there. People are like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. So, yeah.
Thank you, Greg. Appreciate it. Dustin wanted to tell us about an opportunity for service beyond our regions. Come on up, Dustin.
Good morning and thank you, Ian. So yes, this here is Salvador Ricos from the Rotary Club of Ukiah, and about a month and a half ago, he gave me a call and said, hey, Dustin, is the district looking for an international project? You know, I've got one for it. And I said, sure. So back in March of 2020, when everything shut down, this was actually already set up to go. However, everything stopped and didn't have the opportunity. So now we do have the opportunity again. And what it is, it's about a week starting in Guadalajara and going to Mexico City. And we have a fully chartered bus. What we'll be doing is be going from Rotary Club to Rotary Club along the way. And, you know, they'll be feeding us and putting us up and whatnot. And in each different club, we'll be helping them out with an environmental project the club is participating in. So it's an environmental tour of Mexico, essentially. And so it's a good opportunity for us to go, you know, help them with other projects that they're doing and promote our new area of focus, the environment, through Rotary, and get some fellowship time in and see some sites as well. We'll be going, one of the places we'll be going is the Monarch Landing spot. There's a club near that area, so we'll go there and do a project in that area and get some time to see that while they land. So it's a really unique opportunity. There's about 20 seats right now left on the charter bus. Salvador just opened it up to a couple other districts, but our district had priority because Salvador is here in Ukiah and set it up for us. So if you'd like to go, you can get a hold of me. Tomorrow's an informational meeting at 9 a.m. But this is essentially January 31st. We'll fly into Guadalajara, do all the COVID safety checks, this and that and the other, and then hop on the bus and hit the ground running. So it's going to be really exciting, really fun, and we're going to document it really well as well, so we can, you know, show what's going on and really kind of drive home the idea of fellowship and friendship across borders and get some work done at the same time. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and if you want to go, get your ticket and let's do it. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dustin.
Yeah, absolutely.
Up next, I was hoping to hear from Claire. Maggie, have you seen Claire on the call?
Yes, Claire's here.
Yay. Hi, Claire.
I am here. Hi.
I understand there are opportunities coming for our club here related to youth exchange.
Yes, we should be having a one-way exchange with someone from Africa, could possibly be North Africa. And we're looking for host families. We have Jen and Andreas Kraus have agreed to host. So that's fabulous. We have one, but we need at least two more. So if any of you, or if you know someone who's interested in hosting, please reach out to us and we'll be giving you a phone call in the not too distant future.
You heard it here first, another round of calls. So keep in back your minds, it may not be you because you may not have the time or space, but it may be somebody you know. So kind of put your radar up for folks that you think could make a good family for students for 3 to 4 months in that range. And be ready for that call, please. Thank you, Claire.
Thank you.
Maggie, I understand we also are seeking to really plan ahead. Succession planning is a big deal for any organization, and especially for ours, because we're on a year-to-year cycle, so that somebody like me can't step in and break it. You know, so Maggie, if you'd like to tell us, what are we looking for here?
Yes, thank you, President Ian. We are looking for 2 new board members. We have 2 board members whose terms end in June, and we are also looking for a presidential candidate, our president nominee, to serve the year 2023-24. I really strongly encourage anybody who's even remotely interested to talk to me. It is you know, if Ian can do it and if I can do it, anybody can do it. I mean, and you have a lot of support from club members, from the board. So it's a great opportunity to learn more about Rotary and serve our community in a different way. But we do, hopefully we should be bringing these names to the club next week for voting, but I'm not sure we're ready for that, but we're hoping to. So please give me a call. I am gonna, well, I shouldn't tell you this, well, I'm gonna tell you now. I'm gonna, I hate it when people do that. Nah, I'm not gonna tell you yet. But I will, if you get a phone call from me, don't ignore it, because even if you want to say no to me, I still would love to talk to you and see, just check in with you. So please don't be afraid when you get a call from me. Thank you. I think that's it.
Thank you, Maggie. I can vouch, it's a great opportunity. I look around the room here and see the folks that have supported me in figuring this whole thing out. And you can't step into this without support, and it's here. So when you get that call, do seriously consider it. You're being asked for very specific reasons about who you are and what you could do with our club.
Oh,
up
Ian,
next,
Ian,
go ahead.
I just want to say, if you don't get the call, you can call me. I'm not, I mean, it's not, I would love to hear from other people, because I'm not trying to choose the next president. The club is looking for the best person. So please step forward if you're interested.
Thank you, Maggie. And I've got to figure my slides out again. Sorry. No. Okay, so the Eureka Theater is looking pretty darn nice. Charlie and Sarah in particular have been organizing a foster and at-risk youth event for today and tomorrow. Sarah, were you able to join on the call?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yay! Tell us what's going on over there.
So today at 1 o'clock, any volunteers that have signed up for our youth movie event will be meeting at the Eureka Theater. Our committee is going to be hosting and paying for the concessions for the people that show up. Today is going to be mostly adults, so we invited the people from our TAY Division of Child Welfare and the county. So we have some volunteers coming today. I think we'll end around, the movie is about 2 hours. It's going to be Home Alone. So we'll start the movie at 2 and we'll go till around 4. So we'll be cleaning up afterwards. If you are interested in coming by after work and helping us sweep up the theater, we'll be there. And then Saturday, we'll be meeting there around the same time, 1 o'clock, for any volunteers. We're going to have Santa Claus, and we have candy canes to give out. We'll have approximately 150 to 200 people showing up. We have Interact volunteers that are coming for 2 different shifts. We'll have some people from the county coming to volunteer their time, and we have a couple Rotarians. So if you're interested and you want to come by on Saturday, we can always use a couple extra hands to help. We'll also be cleaning up around 4 tomorrow as well. We'll be watching, what are we watching tomorrow? Oh, the Santa Claus with, yeah, I don't remember his name. Anyways, but that'll be fun. It'll be nice to see all the kids' smiling faces. There's going to be, so tomorrow the big event's going to have like foster parents and their kids, all ages. We also invited people from probation and some of the shelters. So there'll be tons of people, different faces to see. And then next weekend, next Friday at our Rotary meeting, we're going to be packing stockings. We have a private donor that donated 91 $50 gift cards. And our committee has purchased some items to put into the stockings. If you're interested in donating anything to add to stockings, just little tiny trinkets or stocking stuffers, we're packing about 91. So we could use a couple more things if you are interested. And we'll be doing that right at the end of the meeting. So if you're there on Friday next week, hopefully you can stay a little bit longer and help us pack stockings.
Thank you, Sarah, to you and the committee for organizing all that. You know, the last couple of years, we haven't been able to do the foster youth dinner. And so the TAY and vocational committee came up with some alternates that we could still provide something that's kind of a relief of fund to the underserved and at-risk community. So thank you very much for doing that. Sarah, do I understand that the Stockings are now fully funded?
Yeah, we have all the gift cards that we need.
Excellent. So we'll be packing those again, as Sarah said, next week, right after the meeting. So I look forward to doing a little hands-on there. And there is still room to sign up tomorrow on the Sign Up Genius if you'd like to show up and give a little assistance at the theater. I know there will be many attendees. Thank you, Sarah.
I think Maggie has a question.
Oh, go ahead, Maggie.
I have my hand up before you jump to the next thing.
Go ahead.
Carol, I think this would be a good time to have Carol make a brief announcement about highway cleanup.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Carol, are you on the call?
Yeah, we had scheduled adopt a highway cleanup. And if you look at the weather forecast for tomorrow, it says 100% rain and up to an inch. And I always hate to cancel if there was just people clamoring to try to see if it's going to be nice. You never know in Humboldt. It could be sunny at 9:30 and then really awful. But I'm thinking we should reschedule. How do people feel about that? Or were there some folks planning on coming?
Anybody here was planning on coming? Anybody here know about it? Howard was planning. Howard says he's fine with a postponing.
I think it might be a good idea. Who knows? It could be sunny at 10 and then the storm rolls in. But yeah, batten hatches, 1 inch of rain forecast for tomorrow.
Wow.
With high winds in the afternoon. Sounds like a great day to be inside of a movie theater watching a great Christmas show.
It does. It does. Carol, with our apology, I think many of us may have missed that announcement. So
yeah, and my apology as well. I missed really promoting that in advance. So we'll reschedule.
Sounds great. We'll look forward to it. Okay, up next, Vanessa, I believe you are here. Here you are. Vanessa has some news again for planning and participation in the process.
Don't worry about reading this. It's going to come out in an email shortly. But in an effort to bring our club's bylaws into line with Rotary International's goals on diversity, equity, and inclusion, we're going to do propose a change to the bylaws about attendance and dropping the attendance requirement. There's going to be a survey that is going to come out, and just to get your input, if it's important to you that attendance is mandatory, if you don't care, like, you just need to know. So then the board will come together and give you an edited bylaw, keep it the same, keep the attendance requirement, and then the whole club can vote on if it's to change it or not. But first we need to just take a temperature of the room to see if it's important to you that it stays how it is. Any questions? Brief enough.
Process-wise, there will be definitely time to review. If the temperature says, yeah, we want to consider a change, the language that we bring will go in front of the club and have a wide period of review and input, and then we'll bring back, if there's a change that the club wants, some final language to actually bring the club and vote on. So it's a process, and we don't take modifying our bylaws lightly. A little background on that is that for the last several years, the club board and the club in general has not enforced our 60% attendance and participation requirement. And while it was being discussed a couple of years back, then COVID hit and we said, this is not the time. So it's still been sitting on the back burner, and we're getting to the point where we should just see where we're at. So thank you for participating. That's the key. Is this is our club. These are our guiding rules on how we do things. So make sure your voice is heard when that process comes along. It's very important that we hear from you. We did have some birthdays in November. If anybody'd like to say a little bit something about what they did, if you had a little fun or if you just relaxed, we'd love to hear about it. If you see your name up here on the screen, please speak up. Stephanie, come on up.
I just wanted to share because I found I always try to go away on my birthday. So last year I went down to Bimbo. I had gotten a gift certificate of the chamber mixer and I had never been down there before. So I'm really trying to explore our local area and use my birthday as an excuse. So this year I went to Trinidad, really far away, but there's these great vacation rentals right at the entrance to Sumig Park, Golden Eagle cabins or Golden Eagle rentals. I highly recommend it. These cute little kind of newer studio rental cabins, and it's about a half a mile to the entrance to Sumig. And so I got my little hiking Humboldt book, and I did all of the Trinidad hikes that are in that book. I walked over 39 miles that weekend. And then the cabin was super quaint, and they make a campfire for you. So I campfired from dark till bedtime and then hiked all day. It was really wonderful. So I always have to remember that we live in a vacation spot. So.
Thank you.
Yes, I can go.
Hi, Amanda.
Hi. Mine was not nearly as exciting as Stephanie's, so I'm gonna follow that. My wife was out of town, so I had really exciting plans to go drink wine on the beach by myself. And I was telling Robin about this, and then Scott called me, and so I had a really lovely dinner with Scott and the Johnsons. That was my birthday.
Very nice. Very nice. Anyone else? All right. Well, be sure if you see these folks in the community.
I did have a birthday.
You did?
I drank with my mother.
Oh, they drank with her mother. So she doesn't want to talk about it. All right. Nick,
I'll
are
jump
we ready
in.
for oh, sorry, John, go ahead.
I'll jump in. My kids came over. So my kids who've moved out all came over to say happy birthday. My son made me a cake. That was very nice. And then the weekend after, my wife surprised me by taking me to a friend's house who we haven't gotten together to play cards with since COVID started. And we had dinner and played cards. So a little normalness.
That sounds nice. Thanks, John.
All right,
Okay,
so
Nick.
we already had the first one pulled. Normally we're, oh, do I need to be right here?
Yep, there you are.
All right, so this week we were able to incorporate those who were online to do the raffle. We're not always going to be able to do that. Some people did, and we just happened to have a small group here, and so Craig happened to pick Janice Newman. He tried to say he didn't want to pick him because he's in the raffle, but I told him I trusted him, and then he tricked me. So all right, so let's see. Janice, $5, and President.
Let's see. Yeah. Well, we have a ticket number.
All right, so now we have a ticket number. It's a red ticket, 768618.
618.
618. 618.
Yeah, that's Jeff. Jeff.
Awesome.
$5 to Jeff.
Pay you both. I'll give you cash, and then Janice, I'll pay you through Venmo.
Janice, here's coming by Venmo. And Nick, remind us, is it next week that we should bring our little bucket of dollar on the table change?
Bob did his today, so yes, bring it next week. And then Bob, I expect just as much money next time.
So if you come in person next week, please bring the dollars you've collected for the dollar on the table that we haven't been able to do these last few months. Maggie, is Ed on the call? Did he stay on?
Ed, I think he was here. Yes, Ed is here. All right.
Okay.
So Ed, I wanted to, I was talking about your imminent departure with my staff at Area 1 Agency on Aging. And they told me something really exceptional about you that I thought the club should know about, so that we really load up on our sadness that you're leaving us. Back when the pandemic started, we reached out to Rotarians and different people asking for help with grocery shopping and delivery. And Ed stepped up. He was matched with a woman in McKinleyville. And since April of 2020, Ed has been shopping for her twice a month as well as picking up her medications for her and doing Costco runs for her. And I just think it's service above self. Really, he stepped up and he was doing this. And I just want to thank him so much and remind all of you that there is still a need out there. There are still people who really cannot get into stores and right now. And if anyone else wants to even do half of what Ed has done, we would be happy to have you join us. So Ed, we really, Tess and Megan say thank you. We're going to miss you, and your buddy, she's really going to miss you too. But we'll find someone new for her. So thank you, Ed.
Thank you. You bet. My pleasure.
For those that don't know, Ed and his wife and his pups are moving to New Mexico in the beginning of the year. So Ed, we're really going to miss you. You've been great in our community. I know you'll be missed at Coast Central as well for all you do. You have any parting words, or will you be with us next Friday?
I'm going to try and be with you next Friday. We're traveling all around trying to get the home sold and another home purchased, but Zoom makes it possible. So I'll try to join next week too.
Excellent. Well, keep that in mind when you're in New Mexico. You know, you may be leaving the area, but you don't have to leave the club. All right. Thank you, Ed. Thank you, Maggie, for that recognition. Parting thoughts and then a little social time. Vanessa, please.
I met somebody that is working with Afghan refugees, and he needs soap, Dove soap in particular, like little shampoo bottles, and it's important that they're small, razors, and shaving cream. And you can bring them to the Griffin, and I'm going to package them all up and send them over. So,
Deodorant?
oh, yeah. Mhm. Okay.
Thank you, Vanessa. So drop offs at the Griffin?
Yes, please.
And by when?
Let's say, how about by next Friday?
Okay, 1 week to collect some of those items for Vanessa at the Griffin. Thank you. What should we do next? How should we best use our time? Serving to change lives. That's my vote. Thank you, everybody, for being here and being on Zoom. Please, after this meeting, if you are on Zoom, give us some feedback on how this worked for you, and we'll work to improve it because hopefully we can continue this into the new year. So thank you very much. Tell your friends, this is okay. Let's be here.